Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, Arrow? How's it going? Hello, hello. Oh, cool. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, trying to I've been trying to balance both channels for a long time. But yeah, at least try and live stream at least once a week. I'm gonna try and do two for this one, but yeah. Been trying to balance both for a while, so how's it going? How's it going? All right, thanks. Yeah, I started this thing. I think it's been over a week ago. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while. Kind of been wanting to do this digital, especially on my iPad. So I'm using the iPad and it has Procreate in. This is a Procreate program, and I like this time lapse feature that it has. Watch, you'll see the process right here. Yeah, I think ever since they announced Marvel versus Capcom, I've been wanting to draw them like in full color. So yeah, and this is specifically more in the style of the Marvel versus Capcom artwork, the official artwork that I've seen. So yeah, for Storm, this is the reference photo that I was looking at right here. Yeah, I just made some changes to it, but yeah. And then for Wolverine, this is the one that I'm gonna finish up today. Okay, so iPads, no, you have to buy it. I forgot how much I paid for it. I've had it for a few years now. It's not even expensive either. It's almost like a combination of the of Photoshop. It kind of feels like Photoshop, but you can like directly draw on it. So it kind of feels like that. And have you ever heard of a Wacom tablet? So yeah, this the program was specifically made for the iPad and the Apple Pencil right here. But yeah, this one has this time lapse feature right here. Kind of shows you like how everything works. One of the last things I did with Storm was add the lightning and some shadows, which is pretty fun. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. I've been drawing since I was like 3 years old. And I remember one of the things, so it was funny. One of the things that I always did as a kid was either play Nintendo games, obviously gaming, and watching cartoons. And then I was always drawing, from the booklet, the instruction booklets from all the video games. That's how I started. I would just draw them. I was always drawing Mario, Yoshi, and then obviously from the XMen '90s show, Batman the animated series. I used to draw all of that stuff. And watch, all of this is in layers. So all of this I can turn on and off because I did them separately in layers. That's how I usually work. So these are all the outlines right here. This is the initial sketch right here. So kind of just building on top of one another. But yeah, I was that kid that I was always drawing the instruction booklets from all the games. I was like obsessed, and I was always drawing Power Rangers. That was funny. I was always drawing the Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles. Right, so that's Storm. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, now this is Wolverine. Oh yeah, well look, I guess since I'm already on this these are all the stuff that I've drawn over the years. It's a lot. It's been a lot of stuff that I've done over the years. Arrow, I don't know if I ever asked you. Did you ever play Ocarina of Time? I'm not sure. I'm sure you did, if I remember. Do you remember this? Do you remember this boss right here, or this guy from Ocarina of Time? If you played it, I forgot. But I've always wanted to draw this one just because how creepy and dope and surprising this mini boss was from Ocarina of Time when you're in the graveyard. Oh, okay, nice, nice. Yeah, I've always wanted to. Yeah, it's funny because this is just one that I always wanted to do like a super detailed one, and this is one where I'm like, man, I want to draw this. And I made it like extra like gory and creepy. So yeah, that's just one of those cool like unexpected mini bosses from Zelda. I remember when I don't know if you remember if it grabs you from your head. That was creepy. That was creepy. It'll just grab you. On the one, okay, so I did a few live streams a while back of also one of my favorite dragons right here. So normally on my art channel, I do like the longer, from like beginning to end videos. And then on the gaming one, I usually do a shorter one, and then I do insert some, video game clips here and there, but kind of just keep it a little bit shorter than normal. But I drew Volvagia too. This is one of my favorite dragons and bosses from the Zelda, well, at least from Ocarina of Time. And then the latest one that I still need to do, I think an actual final video. I've been saving this Star Fox. I've been wanting to talk about Star Fox for way too long on the gaming channel. So I'm gonna probably use some of this footage I mean some of the footage that I when I was finishing this one to talk about like the Star Fox series and how Nintendo like abandoned it, or they just haven't been able to kind of, make something new with the Star Fox series. So I'm gonna use this kind of in the background and just talk about the whole Star Fox series and things like that. This is one of my favorite ones that I've done. And then one that I still need to do some more detail is this Deku Tree one. This is the one that I did a few live streams of, but I kind of want to zoom in all the way and just kind of finish it even more. But and then this one would be a perfect one, at least to kind of talk about, what maybe like the Legend of Zelda remake if they ever do one. But yeah, so this was Wolverine. So I changed Wolverine a lot when I was doing this one. So I'm gonna show the time lapse right here. So yeah, when it comes to X-Men, that was one of those shows where I'm like, man, this show is so freaking cool. And I didn't grow up with, the comic books, but I just grew up with the show, and that's how I kind of got introduced to X-Men. Right, so far I drew, or I've made the solid colors, the outlines, the black outlines. I'm gonna focus my camera because I am going to be recording some footage here and there. All right, so I'm gonna look at my outline layers, the shadows, some of those highlights. Oh, I kind of messed up on this one because I kind of blended in some of those, but that is the process right here. I completely changed his entire pose perspective. So here's the solid colors, highlights, some shadows, and we're gonna go into more details. So I'm gonna start adding those details like the hair on his arms. And you know what? I'm going to, yeah, let's keep it on this. I'm gonna keep it on this one. Actually, I'm gonna do one more layer just in case. This is how I keep things from, I can easily erase mistakes, is working in top layers. So I'm gonna choose black. Let's see. That's a little too thick. Thick right there. That's perfect. So I'm gonna draw a little bit of his arm hair. And I can always zoom in to erase all of those little mistakes and just clean up things here and there. But I kind of do like the sketchiness of some of the highlights. So yeah, it's a little too thin. So let's see. We're just drawing some of the hair right now. And I will be asking in the chat, so who is your favorite X-Men? I know there's a lot of X-Men, and all I know is the basic, characters, the most popular ones. But some of my favorites have always been obviously Storm, Wolverine, and I've always thought the Juggernaut looks so freaking dope. The Juggernaut has just always looked sick, just because of how huge he is and with the big old dome head that he has, his giant like arms, they look cool. He always look cool. Erase a little. So let's add some of that. Let's see where else. Okay, oh yeah, I forgot. He does. Oh, he's always had some stubble. Wolverine always had some stubble here and there, so I don't want to overdo it. So I'm gonna make him a bit smaller. That's really gonna make him have that rugged look that he's always had. I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm just gonna do a few dashes, a few dots here and there. I've always also liked what is it? Gambit's always been a sick design. He's always looked freaking cool. Always had a cool design. If I'm already here, I'm already fixing some of those little issues that I see. Some little. Okay, so I added some stubble. Let's add some of the hair in the back right here. Now I'm gonna curve the lines just to kind of curve around the way that his arms are to keep it from looking flat. So instead of doing just straight lines, I am curving them. So Oh, Arrow. Okay, so this is a funny thing. So I asked my mom years ago, like, like when did I start drawing? And she literally just told me that I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. So I just knew how to draw. I literally just knew how to draw. And then I just kind of kept on doing it. And then when I went to school, or when I was in, middle school, high school, I always chose, art classes just because I was good at it. And I was just always drawing. So that's what I kind of pursued. And yeah, and I took a lot of art classes, painting classes, just to kind of obviously get better and just kind of get to know the language of, art and stuff. But yeah, I've always known how to do it. It's kind of weird to explain. I just knew how to do it. And it was funny though, because ever since I was a kid, I always just said, I'm gonna do something with art. I don't know exactly what it is just yet, but that's what I'm going to do. But it was just always cool to see because I knew a lot of people in high school who were really good at drawing certain things. Like there was this one friend that I had who was just good at drawing anime, like super quick. But yeah, I was always good at drawing realistically. That was my thing, was drawing realism. That's what I started doing first. But yeah, no, it was funny. I was always one of those who do you remember the who remembers the book fair? Does anyone remember the book fairs at school where you were able to like order books? I always ordered the how to draw books. I always ordered those type of books. Like I remember this one on how to draw Sonic the Hedgehog, how to draw Donkey Kong, Super Mario, so I would always buy those. All right, so right now I'm just cleaning up some of these little areas right here. It kind of looks a little off, so I'm just erasing here and there. Yeah, the book fair. Yeah, see, I know I wasn't the only one. Yeah, I was always ordering those type of books. I was ordering always buying those. But yeah, yeah, trust me, Arrow. There's a lot of things that um oh, you're the opposite. You can't draw anything. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where like I just kind of everyone was either good at something, right? And that just what that and this is just what happened to be that what I was good at. So, right, so I'm going to use the liquefy tool. But yeah, any chance that I was able to get to draw something instead of drawing like making a I remember there was a lot of chances that I had where the teacher gave us a choice of either writing a report or drawing something. I would always do the drawing. So I always went for that stuff. Now, when it came to other things like mathematics, I was struggling. I would struggle for that. I was always struggling with that. So there was always a trade off. You know what I mean? Someone was either, so that was the one I remember being so bad at mathematics that was one of those things where like I was always one of those like, man, I wish I was good at that too. That was a hard subject for me. Okay, so now I'm gonna add more of the orange shadows that Wolverine has. So I'm gonna try. Let me see which was the recent ones that I. Yeah, I'm gonna use something like a watercolor brush and add some texture. Let me see how it feels. See, there you go. See, you would be one of those people where in my head, I'd be like, man, why is it so easy for you guys? That type of thing. So you know what I mean? It was always something like that. It was always that. Now I always work my butt off just to get a barely decent grade though on math. Everything else was, easy, but yeah, mathematics was one of those. Okay, so I'm going to try. Let's add. So now I'm adding shadows. I'm adding shadows. So this is gonna really make it keep it from looking so flat. So I'm using the multiply layer, but if I use, yeah. So I'm adding some shadows, and this is gonna give it a nice texture. And I might have to go a little bit darker, but yeah, there you go. And it was funny, Arrow. Did you ever have group projects where someone did something differently? I remember I was always the one. If there was like a report that needed to be due, someone else would take care of that, and I would take care of the artwork for it. So, but yeah, that was right. So I'm adding some. What I really do like to keep the yellow, that solid bright neon yellow, from looking so flat is adding a bit of. I am gonna have to add a darker yellow too. Now that I've noticed, I'm adding some shadows underneath his chin. That's gonna really help out too. All right, so I'm also gonna add some darker blues as well. Now that I've noticed, as I'm getting closer and closer, I'm zooming in, and I think I'm going to need a darker, almost a black color for the shadow. Yeah, besides X-Men, I remember I was always drawing Power Rangers as well. I remember buying Power Ranger books too. Those Power Ranger, how to draw Power Ranger books as well. Hey, what's up, Mr. Anti? Oh yeah, so yes, I remember. So you said you wanted Kitty Pride, right? Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get to that because I do have other stuff that I'm working on. I kind of have a list, but I did kind of write it down, and I am going to I'm gonna do that in a small sketchbook, Mister Anti. So whenever I start my little tiny sketchbook, I'll probably do a little one there, and then I'll now probably do it in a little in a smaller video. But yeah, it's because I have a lot of other little or have a lot of other things that I have to finish before I get to like anything else. But how are you doing, Mr. Anti? How is it going? Thank you for dropping by too. And I was looking on Google, like, oh, I was looking on Google. There's so many cool different versions of Kitty Pride that I didn't, that obviously, since I didn't know who she was, that looked pretty cool. Like a lot of cool art, not art designs, but a lot of cool styles from Kitty Pride. She was played by what's her name, right? The girl from Juno in one of the X-Men movies, right? If I'm not mistaken, in the live action, X-Men, I think she was played by her. I'm still adding shadows to. I'm gonna add some deeper shadows to his face because he definitely needs a little bit darker. I've always liked how Logan's always been just this. He's never taken any crap from anyone. I was just watching the show, the original X-Men from the 90s, and I just like how he was always punking around Cyclops. He just hated him so much. He hated Cyclops so much. Up, down, okay. Oh, there you go. That's I'm gonna add some, since I'm already here, I'm adding some shadows in his tongue. I'm already adding the shadows anyway, so okay. So this brown color is working nicely. So I think I'm gonna go for a soft blend just to see how far I can fill in a little bit of, or more of a softer look. Just a tiny bit. If I press too hard, that's what it'll look like, which would look a little too weird. So let me see, soft brush. Let's see, so it's too soft blood. That looks like. Yeah, that looks better. This looks better. I don't press hard enough. Should get a nice even blend. Right, so I don't want to go overboard just so it won't look too soft. I'm adding everywhere where it's going to create a cast shadow. Oh, and by the way, I had these are a lot of the reference photos that I'm using. I'm using Marvel vs. Capcom official artwork. So that was what I was inspired by because those are always really cool and exaggerated in like the best way. And then I kind of just switch things up here and there. Okay, so just adding a few shadows in his arm. Okay, I'm gonna add, so I'm basically choosing the darkest colors of the base colors that I'm using. And there you go. His tongue looks way better now. Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna go for the dark blues. The dark blues are still looking a bit too flat. I'm gonna, so usually with Adobe Illustrator, you work with both hands on the left side to kind of increase the opacity and the size of your brush. I'm adding shadows. Yeah, that's looking so much better. That's looking really cool right here. So yeah, that's making a huge difference. That's making a huge difference in hey, let me record this. Zoom in all the way into his arms, into his fingers, I mean, into his fingers. We're going to go into super detail so that his knuckles are really standing out. It makes certain things a little bit darker than normal. I'm still using the soft brush, but I am going to go back in with the watercolor one just to kind of add some texture as well. And then let's add some for his little, what would you call them? Those briefs, his underwear. A little bit of shadow there. All right, now I think it needs a medium blue. So let's go for this gray. Let's see what that adds. A little bit of this gray might, a little bit of something, but not too much. Not too much. Now, for sure, almost like a pure white with blue. Let's see if that helps out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna have to add a completely separate layer of highlight. Go to recent watercolor and now pure white. Let's see how that looks like. I kind of want to go over, I don't know if I want to go over, I want to go over that just yet. There you go. We're gonna put it that underneath one of the layers. Now it's time for the highlight. A little bit of highlights will go a long way. I don't want to overdo it. But it will make things stand out just a tiny bit. I want to fix these hands in a little bit as well. All right, so oh, thank you, Arrow. Thank you. Thank you, Arrow. Yeah, this is at least for me, like time flies by when I'm doing this type of stuff. So like I can be here for hours doing this, which normally I do. But yeah, thank you. Normally I can zoom into like every single part of this drawing and just kind of fix every little thing that I see. And that's where usually the time goes when I am doing that. So okay, so next. Okay, yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna do his other hand right here. That definitely needs to be fixed, at least with the outlines. I'm just gonna clean up the outlines. They are looking a little rough. They're looking a little rough. But I do kind of want to keep some of that sketchiness, some of it. I'm going to keep some of the sketchiness and then add it back in and just clean it up just a little bit. Oh, and by the way, Arrow and I used to have classes that literally would last either 3, 4, 5, or even 6 hour classes in college. Now, those longer 5, 6 hour classes would only be around once a week. So that made sense. But yeah, those actually would also, I would like, I like those classes as well. Because time would still it would go by very quickly for me though. Let me fix his thumb. His thumb's bugging me. His thumb right here is really bugging me. I'm just cleaning up some of these outlines because this one I think I did fairly quickly, so they look a little bit too sketchy. But let's fix this part of his claw. Oh yeah, definitely to clean up these claws right here. They're looking a little too janky. All right, so now I need to go to the color. Okay, there you go. The color, I need to clean that up too. And some of these sketchy outlines look a little weird. Oh, there you go. Some of these I kind of got out of the line, so they were looking a little off. Yeah, these original sketch lines, I don't need those anymore. It's kind of throwing everything off right here. This is where I kind of use a little bit of, okay. All right, cool. Now I can add those shadows in his hand. We're going with a soft brush. I'm going to choose the exact same blue that I did and add those shadows back in. Underneath his fingers. Let's see if I don't overdo this part right. All right, so continue. Okay, so I'm adding some of these. I think I am gonna start doing some of the ink, not ink, watercolor, just like I did with the other arm. Kind of add some texture as well. Oh yeah, his shoulder. I almost forgot his shoulder. His shoulder definitely needs that. Right now, let's go to the watercolor portion of it and select. Okay, we're gonna do medium. Now we need a little bit with some more white in it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely okay. Now I'm definitely gonna add it into the mask as well. Okay, so let's do a dark blue, and we're gonna add a little bit more of a black into the mask because it feels like I need it a lot. Don't want. Want to overdo it, so we'll. Okay, yeah. So this dark blue is definitely working. Dark blue is definitely working. Okay, so this is the part where I kind of need to softly erase so I can kind of have a nice blend. I'm erasing it so I can have a nice blend into the white. What I'm also going to be doing is in some of the black outlines, I will be adding a color tone that's kind of not pure black, just so it won't look too flat as well. But only in the bright sections of it. Okay, he looks better now. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with his boots, the pointy part of his boots. And I will do a soft blend as well. Right, last part is underneath here. Oops. Okay, so all of this is in black right here. All of this is in shadow. All right, so yeah, that's looking so much better. Now let's take a look at the time lapse. I want to see how, just want to see how everything looks like. All right, let's look at this time lapse. I do like how those shadows do look like. Oh yeah, it's coming together nicely with the shadows. That's what I really do like. Okay, perfect. Okay, next it's going to be. Oh yeah, I definitely need to close some of these outlines and just make it cleaner. All right, I cleaned up some of these outlines. Just leave that as is. His elbow. All right. Trying to clean up he's part of his horns of his mask. Oh yeah, now his claws. His claws do need a little bit more. They're still flat, and some of the yellow as well. Before that, I think he needs a little bit more of a blue in his cheek area. I'm gonna alpha lock this so he won't get out of any of the boundaries. So I'm just adding, instead of it being a solid black, just a tiny bit, just a little bit, and that's gonna add a little bit of a nice contrast to the black. I'm gonna go back in. I feel like this part of his blue needs to be a little bit darker. Okay, now I need to go for the, have to go into the yellow. Yellow needs it the most. Okay, now let's see. Okay, I do need to fix a little bit more of these. Oh, yeah, I had alpha lock on, so that's why it wasn't letting me draw directly on there, but now, and then back on. All right, so I think I'm gonna keep his. I do like the way that I made his teeth. Okay. All right, let's go for the yellow. Let's go for that yellow. Go for that watercolor yellow, and let's see how it looks like. Now, this is going to be a fairly light touch of an in-between. Let's go a little bit more into the yellow. And help it blend in a little bit easier. I think I might even be using the smudge tool just to blend it in even better. And now I'm going to use almost a pure white for those very nice highlights. I'm adding that to his knees right here. Highlights and his knee, maybe in a little bit of his nose. Might as well add a little bit to his, add a little bit of yellow. To some part of his arms and his hands. Oh, and I just remembered, I didn't draw some of his, right? Those black stripes that he has in his sides as well. That's what I was missing right here. This needed a little bit more of a dimension here, a little bit of a curve. Last thing that I need are his claws. Okay, his claws need a little bit more of a blue in there. You need a nice little tinge of blue. All right, and if you guys are watching, I'm drawing Wolverine and I drew Storm as well. So let's look at the time-lapse replay very quickly just to see how far I came. This is part 3 of a live stream. I think this is going to be the final one before I do a full tutorial and a time-lapse video of it as well. So all right, we're going to do some highlights. We're going to do some highlights. For the most part, I did highlights all over his body except for his claws. I did kind of do a few, but I'm gonna add a little bit of a blue and then some shadows. All right, I feel like his boot needs a little bit more of a blue as well, but we'll work on that. His boot needs a little bit of a blue in there. Yeah, a little bit of a blue went a long way. And now let's go back. And for those claws, okay. All right, I'm definitely gonna fix the sketchiness in the blue as well. I mean, in the claws, in the just a little bit. All right, let's fix some of that. All right, that's looking better. That looks way better. All right, there you go. That looks so much better. That looks so much cleaner. All right, now let's look at the time lapse again. Let me clean up just a little bit of. Let's start erasing some of these little mistakes here. Let's look at our time-lapse video again. Everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm finishing up Wolverine, and I just finished Storm, which we'll look at right now as well. So I started with a pencil underdrawing, a pencil brush underdrawing. And then I went for a solid base color of yellow, blue, and more of a peach brown skin tone. And then I went for, I think it was a pen outline for his, for the entire outlines. Then obviously I did the shadows, outlines, and then some watercolor brush textures on there as well. Perfect. Now let's go back and look at Storm. Look at her time lapse as well. Right, so Storm came along very nicely. Hers, for the most part, had a lot of she had a lot of white, grays, and blues in her entire, basically her entire body. And so here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna bring them together. So let me see. I'm gonna select everything. I'm going to copy. We're going to, let's see how it works. Oh, that didn't, okay, that didn't work. Okay. There we go. Copy. We're gonna paste it onto Wolverine. Make a new layer. One. We're gonna just duplicate one of them and reduce the layers. Okay, we're gonna blend all of these layers together. Delete this. Copy. Right, let's see if it works. Okay, there you go. That looks better. That looks so much better. So now we have them together. So we have them together. And have her stand up just a little bit more straight. Let's remove the background color just to see if we can fix any mistakes. Like Logan, I need to color his eyes. Okay, now let's turn this back on. All right, so if I draw Storm a little bit smaller, even if we have some of it cut off, it should be fine. All right, and there we go. We have Storm and Wolverine together. Hey, hello, Crispy. How's it going? Thank you for dropping by. Thank you. So yeah, this is the Storm and Wolverine that I was talking about. I was just kind of putting them together, finally. How's your day been going so far? How's your day been going? Yeah, if you've never heard of this, this is an iPad Pro with Apple Pencil 2 and Procreate all together. And that's how I'm coloring and painting this. So, oh, so yeah, Storm from X-Men. Yes, right here, Storm from X-Men. He's the one who controls the weather from X-Men. So this is the reference photo that I have. So in the movie, she was played with by Halle Berry in all the live action films, and all of the older ones, I think. Yeah, I think it was a one, two. But the first three, she played as Storm Halle Berry. Yeah, she's the one who controls the weather. She's also in Marvel versus Capcom as well. Oh, you have Procreate too. Nice, nice. Have you drawn anything cool on there lately? Anything really cool? Or is it just to mess around with? So yeah, here's the time lapse feature. Watch, I'm gonna go back. So here's a time lapse feature of Storm. Kind of the entire process that I used for Storm. So I used like a pencil brush to kind of make it feel like if I was sketching on paper. Now you normally do it in like a light blue or a gray. And then I kind of just build on top of that with layers. Yeah, this was a fun one to do. This was a fun one. Ooh, creature designs sound freaking cool. That sounds cool. You post. Oh, you know what? If you ever on Discord, I have a entire section of just art related stuff. So if you ever want to post any of your artwork on there, you can as well. I made an entire channel if anyone wants to post. That's where I usually post all of my art videos for this channel and for my gaming channel. So if you ever want to post stuff on there, welcome to do so. Yeah, creature designs sound really cool. Are they almost like Pokemon designs or more realistic, more fantasy, creepy? Usually I save the last bit of any drawing that I do and I start adding shadows and highlights. Oh yeah, I will be drawing or finishing up an old Deadpool. Um, I did a Deadpool using ink pens and color pencils, and I'm gonna be editing it here on Procreate right a few days before the Deadpool and Wolverine movie come out. So that's gonna be pretty fun. Ooh, fantasy. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. If you want to post it, I'm down to see that. It'll be pretty cool. I like those type of fantasy. Okay, you know the Final Fantasy summons from the Final Fantasy games. That's also kind of the thing that I'm thinking of. The stuff that I like to see too are the Final Fantasy style monsters, the summons. Those are cool. All right, so that's Storm, and now here's Wolverine. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a few more. I haven't done a lot of my original artwork. I usually do. I'm gonna start doing some original stuff on my tiny sketchbook. That's where I can kind of just do whatever I want, practice because it's so small. That's gonna be where I kind of just doodle and just do random original stuff too. Oh, nice. So you know some of the Final Fantasy creatures? Nice, nice. But I am going to do eventually. I am gonna do like an entire Pokemon stream too, where I kind of want to draw all the original, the starter Pokemon, at least from Gen 1, 2, and 3, and kind of just, have a live stream of just me drawing them. That'll be pretty fun. I kind of want to put together all of the, or at least some of the fire Pokemon, the starters together, along with the water and fire. Those would be pretty fun too. Yes, time lapses are satisfying to watch. They are. So yeah, in this channel, I usually do, like, for example, I just did a longer version of a Sailor Moon painting that I did. Same thing with Goku. I did a Kid Goku painting, and I usually do maybe an under 5 minute time lapse video. And then I do tend to do a longer, probably 10-minute video of a step-by-step tutorial of it. So, and I usually like to spread them out just so it won't be so back to back, but all right, so right now I'm gonna go back into Storm. I'm gonna go back into Storm and kind of just see if I can fix any little small detail, because I know I can go zoom in all the way and just fix all these little mistakes that I can see. So yeah, that's a Wolverine. Cool. So I do like how that came out. Actually, since I'm already here, gonna clean up some edges and just make it clean as I can. But yeah, I bought this app a long time ago. I forgot how many years I've had it now. Back when I did get my iPad, I think I kind of bought it within the same time. Yes, it does bother me too. Yeah, sometimes I have these little things that bug me. Like, for example, I see a pixel right here that I can erase. Now, if it's closer to the body, and if I do, you know what? Procreate Dreams? I have not tried that. What is that exactly? I know I saw it a few times, but I didn't try that. Is that the 3D one? Or am I thinking of something else? Let me see. Oh, that is? Okay, so no, I haven't tried Procreate Dreams, but have you tried that out? I remember when it was coming out, it looked really cool, but I'm like, man, I would really like to spend some time with that, but I just never got it. I never bought it. Have you tried it out? That actually looked pretty cool. I just didn't, because I don't know. I'm sure my iPad can handle it, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. That's exactly the one I was thinking about. Yes, but yeah, I haven't tried it out. I saw a lot of videos of it, and it looks really cool. Oh, okay. Now maybe if there was a free trial, I would try it out, but I don't know. I never looked into it, but I know I follow a few. I think a streamer. No, I follow an artist who does do that, and his stuff really looks cool. It looks his stuff kind of looks like if you were kind of drawing. He does a lot of animal designs, almost like video game mascot creatures in 3D with that Procreate Dreams, and it looks pretty cool. All right, so now I'm just erasing a bunch of these unnecessary sketchy lines that I forgot to do. Oh, you know what? A few years ago they did add what was it? What was it called? They added this animation feature. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. Did you ever try the animation assist that they added a few years ago? They added an animation assist where you can kind of add frames and you can kind of add kind of almost like traditional animation style. So watch. You know who Samus is, right? From Metroid. See if I still have oh, okay. So I tried it like two, three times. That's all I did, but it was for very simple animation. So hopefully it plays. I forgot how to do it. It's been so long. Let me see if this is the one. I forgot if this is the one. It's been so long. Let me see if this is the one. Oh, okay, cool. So this was a Samus one that I did years ago. I drew Samus playing a Switch. I drew her playing a Switch, and then at the very end, let me see if this is the one. Okay, there you go. So I made the thumbs move and then the light flickering on and off on her visor and her body to kind of simulate that she was playing the Switch. I don't know. So I thought it was fun. So yeah, that's what I did. It was very simple. But I haven't done it. I haven't done it since though. Yeah, I haven't done it since. Yeah, I made her just look kind of cool, like a little, just that she was having fun. So I'm gonna go into Storm. Exactly, exactly. But you know what I said when I was doing it? Perhaps I remember when I did a video. It's in my it's on I think it's on my video game channel too. It was more like, man, I think she's waiting for her to play her own game, Metroid Prime 4, since she's been waiting 7 years since the game was announced. So she's been waiting to play you know, her own game. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one though. She probably is playing Smash Brothers. I do need to fix a little bit of. To do a solid. And that was one of the main reasons I drew her was because I'm all like, when are they gonna release her game? All right, there you go. This is what I forgot to add under Storm. I forgot she was missing this whole under part of her Oh yes, I can't wait for that either. Can't wait for Monster Hunter Wild. That's gonna be freaking fun. That's gonna be yeah, that monster, that flagship monster is gonna be fun. Can't wait to see his armor. Oh, that is true, a wingless one. I didn't even think of that. I did not even think of that. And I am gonna be making an art video. I'm gonna be making several sketches of some of the flagship monsters in my tiny sketchbook, and then I'm also working on a video for like all the kind of what I want to see of some of the old huge monsters from the desert from Monster Hunter Tri. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of little art sketches from Monster Hunter, so that's gonna be fun too. Yeah, I can't wait to see what new weapons they add, what new what new smaller enemies, and then the weapon designs are gonna be fun. I can't believe I forgot to do these solid colors for Storm. Her hair. Yeah, I bet he's gonna have some cool looking armor designs. The hammer weapon's gonna look pretty cool too. So I'm adding back in all of this that I forgot to do for Storm's color. Oh, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Are you playing that on what are you playing that PC? Yeah, because I didn't even know that servers were still up. Or is there a special way you're playing it? Yeah, what system are you playing that on? I mean, I bet dedicated players are still playing that, but I wonder, yeah. Completely forgot about the older one. Oh, duh. I keep thinking of, okay, Monster Hunter. Oh, duh. Let me look it up. Let me see what I'm confusing with something. Oh, okay, okay. See, I completely forgot it's on there. That's why. I completely forgot that the game's on there. Yeah, my bad. I completely forgot that the game's on there. Because, yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, I think I'd literally just been playing Rise, and that's it. I completely forgot about that. Oh, yeah, there's always sales on that game. Yes, I have noticed that. Like, those games are super cheap. And same thing with Rise. I think I saw it the other day for like $8, I think. Yeah, there's always sales on those games for sure. Okay, now I can start actually erasing some stuff. Okay, cool. You know what? It's just the fact that Capcom has always had good sales, and I think that even last year, telling you, every other year, I mean, every few months, there's just always a discount on Monster Hunter, just because. I mean, Capcom has been pretty generous compared to Nintendo about having some good discounts on their games. And also too, I feel like because Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be still a year away, base or under a year away. Um, they probably already sold the amount they're going to sell at full price, so they might as well just do discounts just to get the last few people who haven't played any of the games just to see how much they can sell now. I feel like after how many years that they've been out, they might as well just try and get as much sales as they can. Erasing all of these little details that I can. Now Storm looks basically finished. All right, let's see what else I can erase and fix. Let's do. I'm gonna turn all of these off, and I can look at all these little missing holes right here that I can fill up. Okay, there you go. That looks so much better. Now let's look at the time lapse one more time. We're gonna do one last time lapse of Storm and then Wolverine. I think I'm done, but I'm gonna zoom into Wolverine one last time to see if I can fix any little errors that I see. All right, so this is the one I want to see how it looks like. Cool. Now I'm gonna go back with Wolverine. Let me turn off the background. Oh yeah, he needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work. I definitely need a lot of little edges to clean up. All right, let's see. Some of these I forgot that they're always in different layers. Now there you go. That's the one I need to fix for sure. Oh yeah, his claws. I need to fix his claws for sure. They're pretty thin, so that's why I kind of went out of bounds. There you go. Okay, so I do need to make his mask black. Let's see if I don't ruin this part here. Oh yeah, his teeth. I forgot his teeth. All right, let's make his tongue. All right, that looks a little bit better. Okay, definitely need to make that part white here. Okay, it does look a lot cleaner, so we're gonna see one last time lapse of Wolverine. Oh, hey, Mr. Anti, I have no idea just yet. I have no idea. Hopefully, as soon as I start my tiny sketchbook, that's when I'll do it on there. That's when I'll probably do it, since it's gonna be a little tiny one. But I have a few other videos before I even start that, so it's gonna be a little. It's gonna be a while. Hello, Private Silently. What's a Violet Stickman? What is that? Violet Stickman. I have no idea what Violet Stickman is. Hello, hello. I forgot. I don't know who that is. Violet Stickman. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Violet Stickman. Oh, it's just literally a Stickman. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Is it literally a Stickman? Is it literally just this? Is it literally just a Stickman? So you said you miss art for 2 years? You haven't drawn anything? Oh, you used to draw, or why did you stop? Was there a reason that you stopped? Was there any particular reason that you stopped? Right, so I'm gonna. So I put these together a little while ago. Do need to fix both of them. I go back to Wolverine and just fix the edges first. Yeah, I'm gonna grab all of Oh, there you go. I need to fix the bottom part of his claws. Oh, okay. But thank you. Oh, wow. Force me to art while I traumatize. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, though. Thank you. Sorry to hear that. Yes, Captain America is cool. Captain America is really cool. Yeah, there you go. That looks cleaner. That looks so much cleaner. Oh no, so Storm's face is brown because she's from Africa. She's a black woman. She is a black woman. She's one of the first X-Men, and especially the cartoon comic book characters, to be, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Storm, yeah, so she does have some red in her skin, but yeah, she's a brown skin. What? Let me see. Yeah, because that's the only part of her entire body that's exposed. And normally, when she has a different costume or I mean outfit, you can see her arms as well. But oh, that was it was just a little okay. Thank you. It was just a little tiny little quick drawing, but thank you. It's it does need a little weird. Yeah, it looks a little. Oh, you're welcome. That was a very quick request, but thank you. Thank you. But yeah, Mr. What is it, Mr. Anti? I will be doing a request as soon as I start my tiny sketchbook. As soon as I start the tiny sketchbook, I'll find what is it of Kitty Pride? What is it? Kissing Spider-Man, which I've already seen a lot of artwork for it that I can get some reference photos for. Oh, cause right from heaven. Right, so I think okay, so now that I finished this, let's see, I'm about 2 hours in. Oh yeah, I'm way over 2 hours. Okay, cool. Perfect timing. Perfect. So yeah, this is the perfect time to end this. I finished both Wolverine and Storm. So thank you for stopping by. So thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.